Hello, everybody, and welcome to Is This a Ghost? I'm Clayton Smith, and every week I tell a real ghost story from real history to my real friend Patrick Dean, who doesn't take it real seriously. And it's kind of mean. I spend a lot of time on these stories.
Right. No, I was gonna bring that up right off the top here. That you texted me 9 minutes ago, saying, "Take your time. I'm still researching this one."
It's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Okay.
I'm shoring this one up.
I'm gonna go back to.
I want you. Yeah.
Let's
Go back to the transcripts, please.
Hang on, I need to.
Oh, so I'm now the court stenographer.
Right.
Okay.
I also have to scroll past about 45 different messages back and forth about the believability of Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
Can I tell you? We watched both of those when we were in New York last weekend. We had a sick day, and you forget in Home Alone 2, you forget how dangerous New York was in the early '90s until you watch that movie. They really paint a picture there. Like, grown men don't come out of the park. It's like Kevin running in by himself, and they're like, "Oh, I ain't going in there." And all the cops are like, "Lady, you can't be out here. It's New York at night."
It's New York in 1994. Haven't you heard of this?
Anyway, did you find the message?
Yeah, it did. You say something about shoring up the episode.
Shore it up.
Yeah. Which again, I'm not going to be the judge here. Our listeners, our fair listeners, our fair, Christmas plumped listeners. They will be the judge.
I think they're even New Year's Eve plumped. They got New Year's Eve pumped and Christmas plumped.
Is this New Year's Day? Is it New Year's Day today?
I think this is New Year's Day. As the crow flies, listener flies. Yeah, New Year's Day.
Wow, we made it.
Boy.
Or we didn't.
Boy, God, I hope so. Oh man, parts of us did at least. Our voices, if nothing else. But no, I was shoring up notes. I was not taking notes, and you know how I know that? Because I didn't take these notes this week. But that shouldn't be used to undercut what I said earlier about working very hard on taking notes, because often that's true.
That's fair.
How was your Christmas?
It was wonderful. I got all the things that I wanted. I got gift cards to lots of major retailers. I probably got a shop. Yeah, I think I probably got a pair of size wide shoes, and and two of my kids threw up.
Which two is going to be very exciting to find out. Your basement looks clean.
I cleaned up down here.
Cleanest I've ever seen it.
I had a bit of an off day today, so I vacuumed down here.
Wow.
I rearranged the couch and the blankets.
Wow. You can get vacuums down there?
I do have a vacuum down here. I sat down on the couch for about, I think it was 45 seconds before I got a call from my father about needing to run 15 errands for him. So
yeah.
So it was nice.
The holiday season.
That's the best 45 seconds of my day, man. Until now. Awesome. Until now. There was a really good 45 seconds at the beginning of this call too. Sure. Well.
We went with some friends of ours to, they wanted to take us to there's this really nice resort called the Homestead that's 90 minutes away from where we live, but it's like way up in the mountains. It's almost West Virginia. Okay. So you're up in like the Alleghenies, and you know you're on your way to West Virginia because on the way there you pass 7 Confederate flags. I counted, and we counted 7. I'm sure we missed some. That's how you know you're getting close to the border.
Right.
But this resort was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was very waspy.
That's my favorite road trip game is to take the placemat from Dixie Stampede and cross off all the Confederate flags on I-44 on the way back to St. Louis. That's
pretty fun. Pretty fun. Make a big dent on that one.
Did you get mile marker 178? No, I didn't get mile marker. Oh no, I did. Bingo.
There were also, unsurprisingly, quite a lot of Trump Vance signs still up. And there was one big tree along the way that had what must have been a 15-foot tall, like cardboard cutout of Donald Trump stapled to the tree.
Okay.
And he's just standing there. He's not doing anything. He's not saying anything. He's standing there. He's looming.
I'll be honest. Have you seen Donald Trump in the last 10 years or so? He doesn't do much anymore.
That's true. That's true. For all I know, that was actually him standing on a platform in front of a tree.
With one rivet through the forehead, holding him onto the tree. That was it. since you finished Home Alone 2 just a few days ago, I'm sure you have a totally different perspective. Donald Trump now, you probably remember, as the spry, good-natured real estate owner
Yeah.
of early 90s.
It's funny.
New
I
York
wasn't. I
City.
wasn't planning it, but there's one. I had to go to the bathroom during one part of the movie, and I know that he's in it. I don't remember which part, and so I just
Right.
got up to go to the bathroom. And
Yeah, he kills the bird lady, by the way. That's the part.
oh my god!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I? Oh,
We didn't quite finish the last few minutes. No, I somehow managed to miss the Donald Trump part. So it was. I think I'm really manifesting this thing. I don't, like you said, I don't read the news anymore, so I have no idea what's going on in the world. And it's even extending now to my body knows when I'm going to be confronted with something Donald Trump related, and then I leave. Which almost happened today on the drive many times when I was like, why is this car trying to drive itself into a ditch? Oh boy. It's gonna be a fun few years, huh?
Looking forward to keeping the blinders on for about 4 years here.
Yep. But anyway, for us, as we're recording, it's 2 days till Christmas. Happy almost Christmas, Pat.
Yep.
Okay. You want to hear a ghost story?
I would love to. Yes.
Is This a Ghost is sponsored this week and maybe all year. We'll see how it goes by our friends at Smart Labels.
Oh man.
We're officially in it. It's this, like we said, this drops on January 1st. So you're locked into your resolution now. It's too late to change it.
Exactly.
Can't change it. So
And let's face it, you're hungover. You have nothing to do. Everything is closed.
Yeah.
By about 10 o'clock in the morning, you're wondering to yourself, why is everything closed? I mean, it's not a religious thing.
Yeah.
Why is everything closed on New Year's Day? But it is. So what are you going to do?
You're gonna organize. That's what you're gonna do.
Exactly.
You're gonna start putting away all your Christmas stuff. And some you're gonna be like, I have till Epiphany, everybody. But that's just using religion as a crutch for your laziness. And you're not gonna do that this year. You're gonna start putting this stuff away now. Today's the day. Now's the time. Take down your lights. Take down Frosty. Take down the ornaments. You don't even have to pack them nicely. Just throw them in a box and slam it shut.
Exactly. I remember the 1 year in Chicago, I didn't take them down on New Year's Day, and every single one of my neighbors was doing that. And I thought, well, a bunch of bah humbugs. And it turns out it's because every year it snows and ices like shit for the entire months of January and February. And my smart neighbors were like, you dumbass, you're going to have to peel these off of your house come Easter. And I did.
Yeah. If it's over 35 degrees on January 1st, you get out there, you take those lights down.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you are in so much trouble. And your smart neighbors probably use Smart Labels to organize their lights because they sound like the kind of people who are forward thinking and want to make life easier for themselves. And you can do that with Smart Labels. They are color-coded, QR-coded stickers that you put on boxes, bins, bags, bills, bobs, whatever you got lying around. And you stick it on your box of lights of your tree of whatever, your decorations, and you scan it in the app, and then you type in, you say, this box has ornaments in it. And then you shove that box in the attic. You take a picture of where it is in the attic. Next year, when you're like, gosh, I just want the ornaments. We're not doing a tree this year. I'm just taping ornaments to the wall. I can't do the whole thing. It's been a weird 2025. I just want the box of ornaments. You can just open up your Smart Labels app, type in ornaments. You will know exactly which label to look for in your boxes. You'll have a picture of where it is in your attic. You'll be able to find it easy peasy, no problem whatsoever. And you get to having your sad Christmas next year of just taping ornaments to your wall. That's a pretty good use case. Do you have any other thoughts?
Oh, I mean, not really.
I think we nailed it in one. So please live up to your New Year's resolution of staying clean, staying organized. Go to smartlabels.com or just go to Amazon. It's even easier. Go to Amazon, type in Smart Labels. You'll find them. They'll come to your house in 2 days if you have Prime, and you're off and running and doing a great job of knocking out that New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution is to drink more martinis on this show. I'm doing it. And I'm doing mine, you do yours. Smart Labels. I need a glass that like re-chills itself.
Yeah.
That would be really helpful.
You can also turn the temperature way down in your basement.
Well, first of all, I don't have a basement, and so it must be nuts. I guess that's how the other 1% lives.
It's true. Subterranean. That's how the mole people live, I'm afraid.
Those fancy mole people. I do have my window open currently in my office, even though it is 27 degrees outside, and I'm still rather hot.
It is significantly warmer here. It is 20 degrees warmer here than there.
It's 47 degrees there?
It's 47 degrees, and you look at the thing.
I think it's interesting that your math was so difficult to do.
It has been
in that
such
moment.
a day. I cannot express to you how much of a day today was.
No, we did talk a lot about throat goats, so I'm starting to get a picture of it.
Yeah, I was watching Jeopardy this afternoon. I had 5 minutes to myself. I finally got home from doing 100 errands for everybody else.
On Jeopardy.
I sat down in the basement. I flipped on the TV. It was already on Channel 5. Jeopardy's on. I was like, this is fine. And 5 minutes later, Stella comes downstairs and just stands right next to me, leering at me. What? She goes, "Are you playing Jeopardy?" I said, "I'm not playing Jeopardy. I'm sitting right
No,
here."
I'm here in my house.
And she goes, "Oh, well, like, what's the answer?" And I got like 2 or 3 wrong in a row. And she goes, "I thought you were smart."
Oh man,
I'm like, man,
that's a tough day.
what a great day! Thanks for coming down to my mole person village in the basement.
Well, every once in a while, the humans have to reestablish dominance on the mole people. And
This is correct. That was
you, my
today.
friend.
That was absolutely today.
Boy, well, that's so. Well, I know how to make you feel smart. Let's do a ghost story.
Woohoo! Something echoed down here. That was fucking weird.
Mole people.
Ding, ding,
Ding.
dong.
This week's story comes to us. Fucking timing is outstanding. This is the button that I push when I want your family to urinate upstairs and flush the toilet. Oh, man. This story this week comes to us courtesy of listener Caroline Jones. Caroline, thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline.
I love not having to do the work to take notes. So Caroline knows my love language, and this is her gift to me, I think, for Christmas. So thank you, Caroline. And Caroline has done this before. You may recall that she also wrote the notes for the Honky Chateau.
Oh, I love the
That was
Honky
a fun
Chateau.
one. She's also the person who recommended, didn't take the notes for, but did recommend Old Whitey in the SS Kamloops, which was a very creepy story. So that's the caliber that we're going to get today, I think. Now, I've read through almost all of these notes.
That's fantastic.
I was shoring them up, but then I was shamed shamed in my doing of that. So now we're just going to roll the dice for the last third of this. How's that feel?
Can't wait.
Great. All right. Having said all that, I should warn you all that this is a Great Britain story written by a Great Britain person.
Okay.
So I don't know.
A lot of extra E's and U's and shit like that.
Oh my God. Well, it's also about actually Scotland mostly. So it's so many extraneous consonants and vowels. I think the holiday gift we're giving for all of you to start off your new year is excruciating historical detail. So thank you again, Caroline. All right. Are you okay?
Good Lord. I was like 7 in a row. Oh, man.
All right,
I don't think there's anything left. I don't think there's anything left.
Up your esophagus. Sir George Mackenzie of Rosehall.
I knew it. I called it. Way too many letters. There's a U in there that doesn't need to be there.
So many U's in here. He was born in Dundee, Scotland in 1636.
Ah, crikey!
Oh, don't. Man, they don't email you. They email me. Please don't do that.
Oh, throw another shrimp on the barbie, mate.
God, I don't want to start the new year off like this.
Woo. I see you've played knifey spoony before.
Okay. His father was Sir Simon Mackenzie. And his mother was Elizabeth Bruce. At the age of 14, Mackenzie went to King's College at the University of Aberdeen.
Is that a good one?
I can't imagine it is. It's in the UK.
Okay. They gotta have JUCOs and stuff over there, right?
Probably, look, not everything can be Oxford, right? Like they've got dumb school for sure. They got dumb kids school.
They got a lot of dumb people over there. So
oh my God,
gotta imagine they gotta
just chock a block with dumb people for sure. He then went on to the University of St. Andrews, and then the University of Bourges in France.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to avoid
he's a worldly fellow.
Yeah, trying to run away from his loans. I get how it is. Yeah, one of my roommates in college did this routine.
And he was in school until he died at the age of 94. I love how every like 5 years I get one student who like genuinely pitches that plan to me. He's like, I think I figured out a pretty good idea. Okay, what do you got? I think I might, and this is not a joke, I think I might just keep going to school and keep getting like masters and doctorates, and then I won't have to pay my loans. I'm just like, all right, well, put another tick on the map. He studied law, and in 1659 was elected to the Faculty of Advocates, which basically means he's allowed to practice as a lawyer in the Scottish courts.
Okay.
So practice is spelled wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You don't put an S in that one. See here for further info on the Faculty of Advocates. Caroline has included a link to the Wikipedia article on the Faculty of Advocates, and I will not click it.
No. There's nothing we need there.
She notes that we might be particularly amused at this bit. No curriculum of study, residence, or professional training was actually required on entering the profession of lawyer until 1856, which is something we've called out in previous podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Indeed.
Where the loudest guy in the room was. That was a lawyer.
Boy, you're really good at this. We should get you in front of a court.
Really loud. Oh, I am really loud.
Do you want to defend murderers? From 1661 to 1663, he was involved in numerous witch trials.
Oh, okay.
And there were quite a lot in Scotland at this time.
It was sweeping the world.
How many people do you think, just guess, how many people do you think were tried in Scotland for witchcraft I'll give you some years here, between the early 16th to mid 18th century? So like 150 years.
Okay, 150-ish years. I'd imagine probably maybe 3 or 4 a year. So I'm going to say 500-ish, something like that.
4,000 to 6,000 people. They're not fucking around with their witches.
I don't understand our population problem we're having here. I mean, yes, clearly we're burning all of the witches, but I don't really know where all the babies are going now.
Well, the babies, when they come out, they look between their legs and they say, okay, you're on trial. Or, okay, you're clear.
Do you float? Nope. Well,
oh, shoot. So I think they put every woman on trial for a century and a half. More than 1,500 of them were executed as witches. But again, to be fair, I mean, they might have been executed in the process of trying to determine whether or not they were witches. Which
it's a very complicated process.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
We set you on fire and you did burn, so you were not a witch. I am getting hungry though. I don't know what. Oh, barbecue smells so good. These numbers are much higher than the corresponding ones in England. So good job, Scotland.
They got rid of a lot more of their witches. I'm proud of them.
Mackenzie himself defended at least one witch during this time.
Oh, he was on the defense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they had their own representation.
Everyone's entitled.
Witch trial screams to me like, you're not getting a lawyer of your own, or at least not a real one.
Well, you could probably conjure one.
This is true. Yeah.
What are they going to do? If you conjure one in the courtroom, they can't send him out. He's already in there. So he defended at least one witch. I think after that point, he was like, actually, I think this is too many witch trials. I think he wrote that there were probably many fewer witches than common belief made out. He didn't say how many, but he thought maybe there were less. And he said that a lot of the confessions were probably to be attributed to the use of torture.
A lot of them probably had something to do with it. Sure.
Yeah. Now, a lot of them, yes, a lot of them are witches. Yes, of course. I mean, look at that one. Her hair is crazy. Mackenzie was knighted for his service, for his lawyering.
Okay.
Good at lawyer. Get a knighthood for that. And he became a member of the Scottish Parliament from 1669 to 1674.
Hey, that's not very long, but okay, yeah.
No, that's fine. It's longer than he was a lawyer. In, 1677, he was made Lord Advocate.
Oh.
Would you like to guess what Lord Advocate means?
Oh, that means you are the boss of lawyers. Your lawyer boss.
Let's see. It means you are the chief legal advisor to the British government and the Crown on Scottish legal matters.
Yeah, that's legalese right there. Boss lawyer is what they're talking about.
Boss lawyer, I think is right. And as such, a Lord Advocate is also the chief public prosecutor for Scotland. There you go.
Oh, okay. So, tired of defending witches.
It's not a good gig.
No, it really.
The money lose a lot.
The money is all in throwing women in the lake. I'm afraid that's.
I do need to get paid up front for this service. Now Caroline would like us to take a brief digression into some religious history. I'm going to include Caroline's email in the show notes. Email her with your complaints. Do not send us a message. Okay, so we'll get through this fast. England and Scotland were completely separate countries. Actually, there's a lot of good notes here that clear up a lot of arguments that we've had amongst ourselves in the past. So
Caroline seems like she's maybe fed up with the way that we've been approaching English history.
She's like, what is I will write this myself, but you have to get it right. England and Scotland were completely separate countries until 1603. And as such, the Reformation affected them quite differently. Now, you may be asking yourself, what's the Reformation? I'll tell you what. I don't know.
You know what?
You
know what it was? Reformation. It's when they reformed together. That's what it was. They reformed into one country. That's absolutely correct. Yep. They took the two countries. They put a bunch of boats on the outside and they smushed them together. It only lasted for a few centuries. Don't look it up.
Feels wrong. You're thinking of Pangaea.
Am I?
I think you might be.
I think I am.
That sounds more like Pangaea.
That's right. Yeah. I'm thinking of the fossil record here.
Yeah. Chat GPT, what was the Scottish Reformation? And Chat GPT says, major religious and political movement. I don't care what it resulted in. It's religious reform.
Oh my God. ChatGPT is already way too talking. You're going to ask it about the history of British.
It's still going. It's still going. Aftermath. When did ChatGPT get even more boring? Okay, so I'm not going to read that. So it doesn't matter. Whatever. It was a thing that happened where the boats pushed the islands together.
Thank you.
And it happened differently in England and Scotland. In England, the Reformation kind of happened from the top down. So when Henry VIII...
makes sense. That's where you push from.
Yeah, that's where the boats go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, north is top. When Henry VIII created the Church of England, he kept the hierarchical structure of the Catholic Church.
Yes, him being the king, that would make a lot of sense. If he was going to do away with it, that would be a bigger news story, frankly.
Yeah, because over there, unlike in America, the king is like the head of the church, and over here, politics are completely separate.
Oh God,
from religion. Thank goodness.
Yeah, Thank goodness we left those guys.
Church and state.
Came over here and started a totally separate system that has yet to go off the rails.
So he keeps this hierarchy, which has like parishes, priests, bishops, and everything. But of course, he puts himself in charge of the whole thing in place of the Pope. So he says, sorry, Pope, you're out. You're the Catholic. I'm doing a new thing. It's called Church of England. It's mine. It's the same, but it's mine.
Right. I'm the boss. God talks to me now.
I'm the boss. Yes. Yeah. Finally.
You got boss lawyer. You got boss priest.
He's really racking it up. Henry VIII gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
He killed a lot of women, but other hand,
I don't know. I mean, the boss lawyer also killed a lot of women. I think this is a theme, is what I'm hearing here.
He's a victim of his time, really.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
nothing could be done.
Are
a victim of him.
They didn't know until like later centuries.
That is correct. God, I'm going to get so many emails. So in Scotland, the movement toward Reformation was different. It came more from scholars and religious leaders who were influenced by writers in Europe such as Martin Luther and, here's a name, Huldrych Zwingli.
Zwingli, yeah.
Oh yeah, as you know, and his philosophy.
Yeah, swings to the left, swings to the right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he does. And John Calvin as well. This meant that the Scots embraced Protestantism. They really embraced Protestantism.
Yes, they like the hats.
Yes, best hats, best little poofy hats. The leader of the Scottish Reformation was a minister called John Knox. And he set up the Church of Scotland with Calvinist theology and a Presbyterian structure. And I would just like to remind everyone again, I did not take these notes. These are Caroline Jones. In this structure, each local church is governed by a body of elected elders, usually called the session, and groups of local churches are governed by a higher assembly of elders known as the presbytery. Patrick, wake up!
Okay. Oh man, I was starting to learn something. My body turned off.
Okay, so let's see. I'm going to skip down a little bit. So basically, powers in the hands of groups of lay people in Scotland, no bishops. The monarch does not factor into the religious hierarchy. In 1603, you seem busy.
I'm getting more troubleshooting calls from every member of my family about appliances that are broken, medicine that needs to get picked up. So
What some of us would do is just you can silence that. Just do not disturb. Boop. It's cool.
what?
On your watch. Yeah,
I could.
you could. Okay. Yeah.
It's also possible you could start, stop talking about the Reformation for just
I told you I was trying to shore
a
this
few
up.
minutes.
You didn't let me have the time. So in 1603, King James VI of Scotland becomes King James I of England.
okay.
Here's a little side by Caroline here, a concept which you seemed willfully unable to understand in the previous episode.
Willfully unable to understand.
We did talk about this once in an episode before.
It's an honest take. That's an
I had no interest in
criticism.
understanding. Yeah. He wanted to create a unified Church of England and Scotland. Mm-hmm. He liked the English idea of him being the head of the church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very popular at home.
Very popular. Now, this caused a lot of problems with the Scottish people who were like, no, you can't be head of the church. That's like the whole thing. Like, it's separate.
Right.
He's like, I don't know. I kind of, guys, I think I should be in charge of everything.
This Jesus guy hasn't been back in a long time. I think we need somebody here to wear the hat.
So the dispute carries on with his son, King James's son, King Charles I, who's even more convinced of the divine right of kings to govern as they wish. It's a real mandate guy. Mm-hmm. In 1638, representatives from all sections of Scottish society agreed to a national covenant. Here's where it gets important. They're like, we're going to agree to the thing. They all pledged to resist all the religious reforms,
right,
which the king's trying to impose on them.
Okay,
like
all of them.
We're not letting you be in charge of our churches, is what that's what the text says.
Exactly. Or our big pile of money in the building on the hill. Definitely not.
I don't. That's so crazy to think that might have entered into anything.
We still like to swim in it sometimes. And
you're not getting this hat back.
And spit the coins out of our mouth, which is the grossest thing Scrooge McDuck ever does.
But he is Scottish.
Spitting the coins. That is.
Well, if they were in my mouth, I would also spit them out.
Well, admittedly, yes. I don't think I would. When you dive into the pile of money, you don't have your mouth open at that point. That's just.
Yeah. Now that is a mistake.
Awful.
Now I will say, it's kind of just amazing. The arc he gets on those coins, those are heavy coins.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Talk about a throat goat. He's working those muscles. Scrooge McDuck, famous throat goat.
Not expecting that callback. Not expecting that one.
Anyway, so support for this covenant is pretty widespread throughout Scotland. The people who support it call themselves the Covenanters.
Okay. So they have like no time to work on that name?
They had 0 seconds. Okay. They're like, this is a form we have to fill out. Can I take this home?
No, I can't. Right here, right now. Yeah, we have a name. Yeah, we have a name. Yes, we're a name, right? Yeah. Why don't you tell me what the name is?
Covenanteers.
Yeah.
Covenanteers?
The three Covenanteers.
The three
taken? No, just Covenanteers then.
This is me at every trivia night I've ever been to, where I swear I'm going to come up with a cool team name before I get there, and I do not. Anyway, so the Covenanters, they do want a monarch. It's so great. They don't want democracy, but they want a king, but they don't want him to be involved in the church. Mm-hmm. So when Charles I was eventually beheaded by the English Parliament in 1649, the Scots proclaim his son to be Charles II, King of Great Britain. Although Charles II is not even in Great Britain at this time. He's in exile in France. But they're like, you should be king.
You should come back.
You should come back.
This whole country here, no one to rule it. Pretty cool fucking hat. I'm just saying.
And you don't like religion, right? Because that's important to us. We are Covenanters, and yes, that's a name that we definitely like. Mm-hmm. So the Scots agree to try to restore Charles II to the English throne in exchange for him accepting the covenant. So Charles is like, yeah, that sounds great.
Obviously. Do you know what exile's like? It's awful. The bread here is terrible. They don't boil anything
fluffy,
that we eat.
It's warm. It's hot. It has, flavor. I don't care for it.
Also, everyone here is smoking. It's so gross.
They eat cheese here. They eat fucking cheese here. Absolutely not. I want my mutton. I want my stale bread. That's it. I want my cold tea. My cold tea with milk. So he says, yes, I'll come do it. And then when he's actually restored to the throne in 1660, then he suddenly is like, Sorry, Covenant? Never heard of her.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
it
know.
doesn't really sound like a name,
No,
frankly.
I don't think so.
No, it's Merriam-Webster, word of the year. 1638, Covenanter.
No, you're thinking color of the year, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the Pantone people. Yes,
yes,
that one.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Common
That year it was much as the year before. Mud. That was that.
It was a slightly grayish mud.
It was gray.
whereas the year before
I forgot. It
a
was
little
grayish
brownish
mud.
but grayish mud. Yeah. So he comes back, and once he's in power, he's like, actually, I kind of want to be in charge of everything, which is totally weird. Like, you don't expect someone to lie about assuming total autocratic
I know.
rule and then get the power.
What incentive did he have to lie about this?
It's
stunned.
crazy. It's crazy. Once again, I'm just glad we live in America, which is free of all this.
I'm really disappointed that all of these 17th century serfs didn't do their research before voting for this king, because unfortunately, I mean, media literacy was really important back then, and these people
I mean, the power's in their hands.
Exactly.
They didn't take responsibility for it, and you know what? They get what they got. They get what they voted for. They get what they got.
They'll have to live with it. So it's their problem now.
For what? Kings last 4 years, right?
I think so. Yes. Yeah. There was they wrote something down that said only 4 years. That was in the covenant, actually.
Yeah. So King Charles II starts appointing bishops and archbishops and doing the whole thing, and he's running the church, and he orders all office holders in the Scottish church to renounce the 1638 covenant. So he's like going scorched earth on this thing, which I will say, if I were him, absolutely 100% would do.
Oh yeah, nothing else to do at this point.
Yeah.
Also, probably not much else to do.
If you're not in charge of the church, that's a lot of tithe money going to not your pocket.
I'm pretty sure that's the point behind all this. I don't think it's just that you want to bang as many serfs as possible. It's probably a little bit to do with the cash too.
I'm sorry, what, banging serfs?
Oh yeah. Do you know what
that part
Henry
of it?
did? That's most of what he did. Yes.
This is Charles II.
Oh, different guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it's probably a different, set of
Serfs that he's banging?
Yeah, of serfs and motivations.
Was it a different set of serf-cum-stances? Serf-cum-stances? Get it? That was on the fly. That was so good. No, come on, come back. Turn your camera back on. Come on.
Okay.
Got a button. Hold on.
No, it was no.
Man, that was so good. People at home are rolling right now. Okay, so where are we? Gosh, we have so much more to go. So he tells the office holders to revolt, to renounce the covenant. Many of them refuse.
Right.
Which is it's a pretty dumb idea.
Yeah. I mean, what do they got going for them?
No, I mean, listen, this guy controls literally everything. You say, okay, sure, I don't care. I don't care about this, is what you say, because that's the truth. You don't care about this. You just let him do what he wants, and you just, hoe your mud or whatever. Nothing?
No. Just hoe the mud. Hoe it up.
Okay. So many of them refuse, which leads, of course, to persecution, and in some cases, armed revolt against that persecution. In 1679, the Battle of Bothwell Bridge, which I'm sure is pronounced like Carthage Bridge or something, the Battle of Bothwell Bridge takes place between about 6,000 Covenanters and about 5,000 Royalist troops. Who do you think is better prepared for this fight? Armies or Covenanters?
I'm going to, even though they are a little short on numbers, I'm going to go with the Royal Armed Troops in this.
Yeah, that is true. The Covenanters are defeated. Many were killed. About 1,200 were taken prisoner. It's quite a percentage.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so all that aside, this story is about George Mackenzie,
right,
as I noted. So
is he a
that's
ghost?
Just some context. I don't know if there is a ghost in this story, to be honest. So while all this is going on, Mackenzie, who, okay, I don't remember. I think he's serving as Lord Advocate at this time.
Yes, yeah, he's boss lawyer right now.
Boss lawyer.
Yes.
He's a minister responsible for implementing the persecution of Covenanters.
Oh, okay. That's
so he's going to turn against his own people.
Sure.
And prosecute the Covenanters. He has no qualms about this.
Okay.
He's one of the smart ones.
Slight qualms about burning the witches, but
not about
Covenanters. No.
They had their chance. He had these Covenanters imprisoned in a field next to Greyfriars Kirkyard. Greyfriars Kirkyard. Greyfriars Kirkyard.
We'll keep the last one. It's fine.
In Edinburgh. That's in Scotland.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, this is
You said it confidently, so I figured it was one of the cities you've been to.
This is where you start the Fringe Festival. This is the first Fringe Festival. He was like, okay, you're all imprisoned here. Do a show. I don't know.
Yeah.
Any entertainment? Like, what's going on? I still have a cold. This is for your benefit, Patrick, because you're a normal American person like me. I'll just tell you, a kirkyard is a church cemetery.
Yes, yeah. Kirk means church, and yard means yard. So, church yard.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it's Scottish. You'll. It's fine.
Okay. Did I tell you? Oh God. Sorry for the edits on Christmas week, everybody. I don't feel great. Did I tell you that I may have told you the story, so stop me if I did, but did I tell you that I now know a Welsh gentleman who teaches at my college? And then we talked about Wales the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
You talked?
Okay. Yeah. I spoke to a near stranger who I had met 5 times before. But this is the first time he told me that he was from Wales, and I had a lot to talk about.
Is it just the first time you've been able to understand him say he's been from Wales?
Yeah, he had a translator, and I was like, "Oh my God, that makes a lot of sense." This
I'm
is so cool.
proud of you.
Do you want to know number 1 topic of conversation?
Oh, I'm going to say
yes.
Football.
No, flag, dragon flag.
Dragon flag. Okay, yes, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes more
dragon
sense.
Flag.
Did you ask him what his interpretation of dragon flag is? Because he
no,
needs
not
to have his own. Okay,
not interested.
fair enough.
You want me to? I'll see him again.
Okay, yeah, if you don't mind. You may need to write it down for him.
Yeah. I asked him. I was like, "Hey, why is every word in your country so hard to say?" Because I said I have been through there before, and it's indecipherable.
Yeah.
And he said they have
even like the road sign budget must be just astronomical.
Unbelievable. So much dedication to painting letters. And he said that the Welsh language has I don't remember the number, but 9 vowels, which actually makes a lot of sense. Like W is a vowel.
Okay.
Y is always a vowel.
And one of the rules that you have to use all of them in each word, or is
9 times?
9 times.
Yes.
Oh, goodness
9
gracious.
Times, yes, 9 vowels, 9 times each per word. Anyway, that has nothing to do with any of this because that's not even in Scotland.
Just a little fun fact about the Welsh language.
Nope, that's not that one.
Dong.
Nope.
He walked.
Wham! Wham! There it is. I gotta label these buttons. Fun fact. Anyway, kirkyard is a church cemetery. So, I will say I don't know if this is a cemetery at that point. It might just be the yard next to the Greyfriars.
Okay. A little spoiler alert here.
A little spoiler. Yeah. Now so where are we? Mackenzie he's corralled all these Covenanters in this little prison, this makeshift prison next to Greyfriars, and several hundred people are now they're kept in a very small area with basically no shelter of any real sort for several months. And those are some of them are cold months.
Yep.
Scotland's pretty far north.
Well, again, they made their choice.
They did. It was very easy. This is if the worst possible outcome of your choice is someone different gets to be in charge of the religion that you don't really have a say in at all.
Yeah.
I think you got to go that way.
When the other option is live in mud field for rest of short life. I mean,
It's
boy,
die in field that will soon be called a cemetery field.
yeah.
So unsurprisingly, many of them die from sickness or other malnourishment, maltreatment. But some of them are just plain old fashioned executed, which is fun. Eventually, there are 250 left.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people.
Of the 1,200?
Well, it's several hundred.
Okay, but still, we're down quite a few.
We've lost a lot of folks. 250 or so are left. They're sentenced to transportation to the colonies.
Oh wow! Which like
I
us?
don't know. She said, well, Caroline says, which I guess means North America, which is probably true, but it could have been Australia also. I don't remember. There's some year break that
That is such no. It's got to be the U.S. I don't understand why.
I've met people here,
Yeah.
and this is definitely the U.S.
Much shorter boat ride. Got to be us.
Yeah, that's true. It's got to be the U.S. Although here's kind of a fun fact.
Wham!
48 of those 250 did later escape when the boat that they were on to the colonies was shipwrecked.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's what I'll say. Caroline offers no further details of the shipwreck, which sounds like the coolest part of this whole fucking story so far. So...
they like colonize the Azores or something like that. I mean, like, there's not a lot of places to shipwreck between Britain and the U.S. that is like.
I hope it was the Azores, man.
Nice.
Either that was like Newfoundland.
Oh,
Ugh, worst place to colonize. No people to do any of your stuff for you there. Anyway, so this whole period of time when in Scotland where they're killing the Covenanters is called lovingly referred to now as the killing time.
Ah, okay.
Pretty aptly, I think. Because of his treatment of the Covenanters, Mackenzie was given the nickname Bloody Mackenzie.
Oh man, see, nobody has a lot of time for good names here. The Killing
think Bloody
Time, the
Mackenzie's a cool
Covenanters,
name. I don't
Bloody
know.
Mackenzie. Yeah, I don't know.
It's pretty good. I will say also, Caroline has spelled this out in phonetics. So it's Bloody Mackenzie.
Oh,
I think I'm supposed to say it in
okay.
a Scottish accent,
Sure.
which I'm into. Okay. So I'll just take that one again.
yeah, from the top.
Yeah. Because of his treatment of the Covenanters, Mackenzie was given the nickname Bloody Mackenzie.
I can only imagine what font that was written in because
Yeah, I'm
there
just
was a
reading the
lot.
accent
There was a
marks
lot
here,
going
so,
on. That's
yeah.
fair. Just trying to make fit in. I get it.
So he's Bloody Mackenzie, and although Wikipedia says that in private life, Mackenzie was a cultivated and learned gentleman with literary tendencies who wrote what might be considered the first Scottish novel,
Oh,
as well
okay.
as some, quote, very graceful essays, which Caroline has linked to, and again, I will not click. It is the reputation for murdering lots of folks, actually, which is the part that survived.
That's you know what? That's a shame. All the great artists.
It's true.
Nobody remembers all the people Leonardo da Vinci killed. But you
No.
know, it's all about he
unfair.
invented helicopters. Yeah, well, what about that horrible car accident that little girl never walked away from? Anybody remember that one?
Leonardo da Vinci doing a hit and run. Oh boy, that might be a T-shirt in the works. We're gonna need a really talented artist. How do you do a Vitruvian man who's like rolling away from a crime scene?
That's actually when he invented the helicopter to get away from that as fast as possible.
Zoom. Oh boy. So Mackenzie stayed in public office until 1688 when he supported the wrong candidate in the who's going to be the next king contest. Man.
That's why you always vote for both. That's
right.
the secret.
Yep. Play both sides, friends. So he loses the Game of Thrones. So he retires,
Okay.
which means he got off a hell of a lot easier than a lot of people who backed the wrong king.
Yeah. Or the hundreds of people that he murdered.
Well, also that, yeah, sure. If you want to dwell on that, but he also may have written a novel. So I don't know why you're so stuck on this thing. He lived in England for his last 3 years, but then he does die in 1691. And quite fittingly, he's taken back to Scotland, where he's buried in the very Greyfriars Kirkyard in Edinburgh, where his prisoners
Ooh.
had suffered and died.
This is not where you want to be buried. If you tortured a bunch of people and had them killed, that's not the graveyard you want to be buried in.
Unless you are prepared to be the baddest fucking ghost on the block.
This is true. Yeah, this is Ghost Rider shit
So
here.
this-
You are
Yes, exactly.
bury me with my Harley because I'm going to need it.
I'm coming up in flames, baby. Caroline writes here, a digression if you want one. Yeah, Caroline, I think I want one. Greyfriars is probably the most famous cemetery in Scotland. It contains, this is probably a fun fact.
Wham!
I don't want to cheat anybody. It contains the graves of many eminent people and is also famous for three other things. Number one,
Wham!
the story of Greyfriars Bobby, the faithful dog.
You are so proud you found that button. You have hit that
I'm
button
never letting
6
it go. The story of Greyfriars Bobby, the faithful dog, who stayed by its master's grave for 14 years. Number two,
Wham!
being used by the, quote, resurrection men who dug up recently buried corpses and sold them to the Edinburgh University for dissections.
That's... And they gave
What?
these, like, they know enough about these guys that they, like, gave them a club name, and kind of a cool club name.
It's
as
a
well.
pretty cool. It's
a club. You get a
easily the
jacket name
best
for that
name
one.
so far in this whole story.
That is a jacketable name right there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And number 3.
Wham!
Also, apparently, some of the names on the graves were used by J.K. Rowling for characters in Harry Potter.
Ooh.
Which was a cooler fact like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's not a great fact now.
Not so interesting anymore.
That
She's a real
lawsuit,
monster.
that lawsuit from the Weasley family is not going away anytime soon, I'm afraid.
Let's see. Anyway, so back to our story here. Mackenzie, he was laid to rest in a very fancy domed mausoleum that was modeled on the Tempietto de San Pietro in Roma. Hey, let's go fix the plumbing. We gotta go save the princess, huh? We fight the turtle. We go down this tube. You want to go? Yeah.
It sounds like this guy, it sounds like he's very, very afraid of the ghosts. If he wants to get buried in a mausoleum
You're married to a
in the
ghost.
graveyard. Yeah.
Well, here's the mausoleum.
Yeah, that is a fortress of a mausoleum right there. That is
He's not fucking around here. He's not being dragged to hell by these ghosts for sure. It's a nice mausoleum.
it is really nice.
A little overgrown. So he's in that mausoleum, which is very cool. But Mackenzie does not rest peacefully in that tomb. In the early 19th century, a very bad criminal named bad at being criminal.
Oh, okay,
Not like yeah. Named
Be a
John.
good criminal, actually. You're a really good criminal if you're a really bad criminal.
Yeah, and he's the opposite. He's very bad at being criminal.
Okay, so he's a good criminal.
Yeah. He's a good criminal.
Yeah, he's a good criminal.
Bad criminal.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Criminal, really.
I guess so. It's confusing.
You didn't hear the joke? Never mind.
Yeah. Reminds me of my favorite Michael Jackson song though, "Bad Criminal." John Hayes is his name. I don't know. Listen.
Not even close. You've been struck by a
Bad criminal.
Damn it, it's not right. Damn it.
Hey, why'd you do that? What are you doing? I still see you. You're right there.
Yeah.
You're not wearing a mask or anything. I can identify you. I'm calling the cops. Is how that song goes.
I remember it, yeah. A very unpopular song.
Yeah, it was the part 2 was better.
That was a C side, actually. There was no releasing that one.
What are we talking? Oh, it's okay. It's a very
no
bad criminal named John Hayes. He needs a place to hide from the law.
Okay.
And
Mausoleum looks like a great place.
Sure does. And he decides to live inside this mausoleum for 6 months.
Okay, like one of those YouTube guys, like the illegal camping guys.
This is a TikTok challenge.
Yeah,
for sure. This is a Mr. Beast stunt. Yes.
for $700,000. How long can you live in a mausoleum?
God, that probably exists.
Can
right?
you protect this mausoleum from a freight train with $700,000 in 24 hours?
Oh, God,
This is sacrilege.
So
okay, $800,000.
Okay, I'm in. So he lives inside for 6 months. Now he would sneak out at night to scavenge for food. And he lived there for 6 months. Now he's eventually found and arrested. At which point, I can't love. Like, what is the slow creep? What do they think? What do they think that's doing? Sorry, I'm talking about the child behind you.
Hi, Gloria. Thanks for the warning this time.
Yeah. Sorry. Every time they come down, they're just like creeping so slowly.
Yeah, they're trying to scare me. They know you can see them, but they're trying to scare me. Yeah.
Oh, we should be in this together. Shoot, do they have phones? Can I text them?
No, they do have phones, and no, you cannot text them.
Hey, Gloria, give Gloria your headphones for a second.
No, I'm not giving her the headphones.
Gloria, be a good goddaughter. Help me scare the shit out of your dad.
Are you getting art supplies? It's like 9:00 at night. She's making a tiny hanger for a tiny sweater that Amy is knitting for a fairy. It's adorable.
I have a
It
lot
really
of
is.
questions. This is not the time or place
It's
for them.
adorable. It's really adorable.
It is adorable.
Mhm.
You have a tiny hanger?
That's a glorious fashioning. She's
making one.
She's our maker. She's our maker.
Can I tell you, it wasn't until I saw her come down these steps that I realized I have not sent her a Christmas present.
Oh no! She was asking. I said, "Don't worry, he will send you one because he's your godfather."
Godfather
You know?
Clayton always sends you a present.
Exactly. Every time every year you've been alive. So I guess if you don't get one, maybe you aren't
listen.
alive.
How gullible is she? Can we fake my death?
Zero gullible.
I
No,
know,
she
she's
will
so
know.
smart. She's so
Because
fucking smart.
I know.
All right. What does she want? I'm going to Amazon right now. We're pausing from this story. The whole listeners are going to come along on a journey with us. What is she like?
Money, frankly. I mean, it's just.
I can't Amazon money.
You could just mail her some cash. Just overnight some cash.
Does she like Amazon? I assume an Amazon gift card.
She, you know what she likes? Teeny tiny things. Do you know what I got her? Is the door open?
I saw there was a shadow. Okay.
Okay. Do you know what I got her for Christmas?
What?
A tiny miniature shoebox full of crows.
God,
So don't get her that. Don't get her
I
that.
can't handle more questions right now.
Don't get her that.
Okay, tiny things.
Uh-huh.
This is all over the place. Amazon is too much stuff.
I know, right? Isn't it
You
great?
know what? I'm gonna get tiny sharp things. So if she leaves them on the floor, you pay the price.
I got her some of those too.
This is a lot of tiny things for $8.99.
Ooh, that sounds.
Oh, this is a great looking tiny thing set. Oh, does she like Japanese culture?
She might. No way to know.
All right, I'm keeping this open so I remember
You
after
should,
we record. I've got to buy her something for Christmas. Ugh. You know what? Tell her Santa fucked this up.
We're gonna pin this one on the big man. He owes me one.
All right. So this guy is living in the mausoleum. Now he's eventually arrested, of course. By the time that the cops find him, he has gone completely insane.
Okay.
And he insists that the coffins in the mausoleum would move around every night of their own accord, and that he could hear Mackenzie himself scraping and scratching from inside his tomb.
Oh. Whew.
And it was because of this that children in the area, of course, started to recite the following rhyme. This is also written in phonetics, so... Bloody Mackenzie, come out if you dare. Lift the snack and draw the bar. Would you like to try to interpret?
Lift the snake? I don't think she'd be
It's really tough.
Yeah.
So the Bloody Mackenzie, come out if you dare. Lift the latch.
Latch. Okay.
But it says snack here.
I heard snake. Yeah.
And draw back the bar.
Okay.
Which is it's fun. Kids are so fun when it comes to this shit. This was apparently well known to generations of local school children who used to chant it at the entrance to the mausoleum.
Oh, okay. Not a lot to do in 19th century Scotland, doesn't sound
fair.
like.
That's fair. You're going to die of the plague, or you're going to go talk about ghosts in front of a ghost.
Hey, guys, you want to split a potato for the week, or do you want to go scream in a mausoleum for a few hours?
I want to split a potato! I'm so fucking hungry. Then it said, if we skip forward, sometime in 1998, a homeless man is seeking shelter, and he breaks into the building, to the mausoleum.
Okay.
He finds the coffins of Mackenzie and his family. He might have broken one open, which is not advised. But in the process of doing so, he falls through a trap door.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Into a hidden chamber below, which contains a large number of skeletons.
Right.
And these are speculated to be the bodies of plague victims.
Oh, that's not where you want to fall. I bet that's.
What did you think was going on? You seemed almost titillated by this news.
I didn't know where it was going to go. I mean, I was expecting maybe like a crawl space or like a passage, a treasure room, perhaps.
Well, one man's plague
adventure?
victim skeleton is another man's treasure. So he's pretty scared. He gets out of there as fast as he can. He runs away, but he appears to have released something, possibly old Mackenzie himself. The very next day, and I will say again, this is 1998. Uh, in oh, I thought it said unarmed woman. I was like, yeah, I hope she's unarmed. An unnamed woman, peering through the iron grate set into the vault's door, was reportedly blasted back off its steps by a cold force.
Ooh.
She hits the ground on her back, wind knocked out of her. Not great.
Mm-hmm.
Then more people start reporting phenomena such as hot and cold spots near the mausoleum. And then when they walk past, some of them are getting inexplicable bruises, scratches, or being pushed by an unseen presence.
Is the mausoleum like next to a McDonald's or something? Why do
It's
they
next
keep
to a
going
church.
near? It is. Oh, okay.
It's,
Okay.
it's the Greyfriars. It's the Greyfriars Kirkyard,
Okay.
the McDonald's of churches.
Yeah. Unavoidable.
It's absolutely unavoidable. They report having their hair pulled or their limbs being grabbed, and one woman is found unconscious nearby with bruises around her neck. So intrigued by this, a man named Jan Andrew, it's got to be like Jan Andrew, I don't know. Jan Andrew Henderson, who lived in a house overlooking the graveyard, he sets up a tour company, and he obtains permission from Edinburgh City Council for his tours to unlock and enter the mausoleum, which is the best because it's like, well, people are getting, I don't know, physically harmed by ghosts. Maybe we should get you in there with
Right.
just idiots.
Yeah. And a bunch of tourists, of course.
Yeah. This is a paying gig, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there money involved? If there is money involved, we're a wee bit interested. So that's when the events really get going. So many people feel faint or they will even pass out while they're in the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
Many of visitors reported physical effects. Some of them felt them at the time, while others discover unexplained cuts, bruises, bites, or burn marks on their bodies after they get home. Scores of people start sending photos of their injuries to Henderson. And he's thinking, this is the best for business.
He's like, this is why I do not sell the tour insurance, because
scores of folks are doing it. And the press eventually starts reporting on it. One visitor had 3 bloody scratches on his forehead. When what he said that he just felt he was brushing cobwebs away from his face. Turns out he gets 3. Here's a video of some of the injuries. Do you want to see a video? I haven't watched this yet.
I would love to see injury videos. Yes. Are they like fail videos? Yeah.
Let's see. I think I can share video audio now, actually, too.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's true. I talked with my IT folks
About the show.
and I said, listen, I have this really important thing. It's related to my job.
Ooh, some ladies' hot dog legs. All right.
Legs or hot dogs. I don't think audio is getting important here, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that was a butt. Okay. Lots of bruises. Lots of
Oh,
butts, too.
sorry, I hit a button.
Okay, this is...
Can you hear the music?
I cannot hear the music.
The music is terrifying.
It's a really fast montage of a lot of like intimate photos of people's asses and thighs. I mean, if this is...
Yeah, are you as turned on as I am?
If this is your thing, please ask for the video.
The music, I cannot describe. The music is amazing. God, how do I share this? Okay. Well, anyway.
Okay.
The music
So,
is...
Yeah, it looks like 2.5 minutes of intimate photos of people injuries.
Yeah,
So.
and these are all from the Mackenzie attacks.
Great.
Okay. The music, in case you're wondering, is like a chamber choir doing like a very like slow requiem thing that suddenly goes into, it's got like Carol of the Bells vibes. Anyway, so the local newspaper has been covering this story. They arranged for a Christian spiritualist minister named Colin Grant to perform an exorcism at the graveyard. So he does, and this is 1999, I believe, by the time this happened. So he does it. He's accompanied by a journalist and a photographer and Jan Andrew Henderson. He spends several hours working quietly with candles, his Bible, a crucifix, and holy water. He seems to have successfully liberated many suffering spirits there, maybe even releasing the Covenanters who had died there, because again, there are lots.
Right.
But when he approached the Mackenzie mausoleum, he staggered and he drew back, And he told the others who were present that he felt something there that was way too powerful for him.
Ooh, okay.
And he did not want to take it on for fear of reprisal. By the end of the night, he was exhausted. The photographer took a photo of him, which I have not yet looked at. Do you want to see the photo?
Oh, yes, please.
Of this poor bastard. There. You got that?
Oh, yeah. That's a really far away, grainy photo of a guy holding a candle.
I thought that would be way better. Anyway, that's him.
Okay, sure.
Anything else? Nope, that's it.
Awesome.
All right. Oh, one detail. Oh, wait. One detail is freaking people out. Oh. There's a ghost in the window, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's sure.
Right, well, I regret clicking. Caroline, listen, we got to vet these things, huh? Okay, so anyway, let's see. We got to be done here soon. Oh, yeah, the dark shadowy figure in the window is the thing that is interesting to people, although that looks like, I'll just say it, nothing. The experience drained Colin, and he died of a heart attack a couple months later. Oh, no.
Oh, poor guy.
Colin. Shortly after that, all of Henderson's original tour guides quit. Since then, the injuries and the other explained incidents have continued. Dead animals are regularly found in front of this tomb. People see white figures and hear knocking noises from underneath the ground. Poltergeist activity has been reported in 4 different houses around the graveyard, and the area is plagued by fires.
Nothing you would be plagued by.
No.
Plagued by fire is a bad
It's a bad plague. Here are some scratches which appeared on a visitor as recently as 2020. Ready for this?
Sure. Loves more scratch photos.
Where's your kink? Come on. Yeah?
Still waiting.
Can you see this? What's happening?
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah.
You still there?
Oh, it's a little some mild psoriasis. I'm not so concerned about that.
Okay. All right. Well, fuck off. Okay. Let's wrap this story up, huh? We're losing Patrick, everybody. So, John Andrew Henderson on his website writes, eventually my house and the tour company offices, both overlooking the graveyard, burned down. It destroyed years worth of letters, photographs, records, statements, Mackenzie Poltergeist, as well as every possession I had. None of the surrounding properties were damaged, and the official cause for the fire was never established. So I started again. I'll not be outsmarted by something that hangs around a tomb. Mind you, I live in Australia now.
I will not be outsmarted, but I will move to the opposite corner of the earth, just in case.
Yeah, that's outsmarting them instead. A documentary on this poltergeist also describes this fire, which took place in 2003. And apparently left the flats above, below, and to the side of Henderson's undamaged.
That is hard to do.
That's tough. Anyway, there's so she includes a video of someone walking around the tombs. We're not going to watch that, I guess. Most of it is tedious. Okay, great. But supposedly near the end of it, a poltergeist allegedly throws stones at him. One hits him on the head. Gosh, this sounds very interesting. Suddenly. I'll look at it later. If it's worth it, I'll put it in the show notes. You can all watch it. Yeah. And there are just so many websites to tell you about the Mackenzie Poltergeist. And here's a list of them. And maybe we'll put all of these in the show notes because why not? So that is the story of the Mackenzie Poltergeist, which that's pretty long. Pretty long, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is the story of the Mackenzie Poltergeist. That's a pretty recent one with lots of scratch photos.
Oh man, didn't I realize how into scratch photos I was going to be.
Suddenly, I have to excuse myself because I need a moment.
I need to go pick up a bunch of feral cats and treat them kind of bad.
Okay, so gosh, it's so late. Any final thoughts about the Mackenzie Poltergeist?
Man, there's so many thoughts about the Mackenzie Poltergeist. It's a shame they haven't solved it. It's a shame they haven't found the killer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the problem is when they send in someone to do an exorcism, they only sent one priest. They didn't do you got to do the binary, the two, right? The old and the young.
Mm-hmm. Good priest,
Very
bad
easy.
priest. You have to. There's no, yeah.
Yeah, classically. Good priest, bad priest. And I guess that's going to do it for us here on this episode. Patrick has yawned so many times in the last 5 minutes, and it's very late where I am on the East Coast. So we're going to go. A special thank you to Caroline Jones for providing these notes and websites that seem to have really frozen our connection a lot and kind of sabotaged this whole thing.
Clayton's computer is now Bitcoin mining in the background without him realizing it. And like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Suddenly I'm very wealthy. So all the notes this week were not taken by me, Clayton Smith. They were indeed taken by listener Caroline Jones. Thank you again, Caroline. All the funny jokes are from Patrick Dean. All the yawns were also from Patrick Dean. The video editor is Jen Swanson. Our audio editor is Jeremy Montoya, and our social media managers are Kai Valonis and Sam Murdoch. And we are so grateful to them for all the work they do as we, turn the corner this new year. I think it's important to say we would not probably still be doing this show without them. I think that feels pretty fair because they do so much of the hard work, and I don't think that we would still be doing it. So thank you to all of you. And one way you can support them if you want is to subscribe to Ghost Plus. That's I will say Patrick and I have not taken a single dollar for ourselves out of any of the Ghost Plus money. Patrick texts me every day and says, "It's time for my Ghost Plus check." No. And they don't get a lot of that either, but every once in a while, we're able to send them a small token of our appreciation that is much too small, much smaller than they deserve. But that's where that money comes from. So if you want to help us, help them, help the show, and help yourself, because Ghost Plus has some really fun extra content that you can go subscribe for a few dollars a month, and help us out there. Patrick, it's January 1st. You want to give some kind of like rousing, like pep talk for the year?
Well, only 364 days left this year.
Okay. Well, I don't know what I was expecting. Thank you all so much for listening. And I would just say, my best advice at this point, stay out of a kirkyard. Stay out of the kirkyard. If you're like, fuck it, there's so many kirks in this yard, get out of that yard. Because if you don't get out of that yard, you may end up as the next subject of Is This a Ghost?